and welcome to class 8 in this series of video yoga classes. Hope this finds you all well. As always, I just mention if you're a beginner or returning to yoga after a long break, I suggest you go back to class 1 and start there, as there'll be some hints and tips in there that I may not cover in later classes, just to ease you into your yoga practice. Okay, so as before, you'll need a strap of some sort, a dressing gown cord or an old tie or something would be perfectly good for that, and a block if possible, an old book or a brick or whatever comes to hand that's roughly that kind of shape. Okay, so make sure you've got those to hand before you start the class. Okay, so now if you want to just lie down, make yourselves comfortable, come into Shavasana. So feet hip width apart, falling gently out to the sides, arms down by the sides, palms facing the ceiling, and just let go into your mat. Come to your breath. Feel it cool as it enters your nostrils, slightly warmer as it leaves your nostrils, and just relax. And prepare yourself, your mind, your body for your yoga practice. So in this class I'm going to discuss Sat Chit Ananda, which the Sanskrit translates approximately as being, awareness, bliss. Sat Chit Ananda. All that is here is you. Everything is one being, absolute and never changing. This is called Sat Chit Ananda. Being or existence, awareness or consciousness, and bliss. Sat Chit Ananda. When being manifests, it's perceived as consciousness, which is the feeling of I, me, myself, ego. Being itself is limitless. When this is realised, it allows you to find contentment. You are all you ever need, because your being is limitless. How could it not be? You are all you will ever need, and so you can be content in that. There's nothing else that you need. And once you find that realisation, it allows you to enter a state of bliss, which is Ananda. So we'll return to that later in the class. Sat Chit Ananda. Okay, so now if you want to stretch your arms up over your head along the floor, have a good long stretch from the tips of your fingers down to the tips of your toes, and release. Then interlock your fingers, push your palms away to the back of the room, flex your feet, push your back, the small of your back down towards the mat. Stretch that way. And release. Now stretch your right foot and your right arm, so stretch you down your right hand side. And release. Now your left foot and your left arm. And release. Now across the diagonal, so right foot, left arm, and release. Left foot, right arm, and release. Interlock the fingers, flex the feet again, push the palms away to the back of the room, and release. And finally just stretch your feet away and your hands away. Really good long stretch. And release. Now draw your knees into your chest, give them a nice tight squeeze, rock a bit from side to side. Come back to stillness, take your hands to your knees, take your knees in big circles, keeping the knees together, massaging into the lower back. And change direction. And back to centre, and take your hands behind your thighs, lift your feet up towards the ceiling, allow your back to flatten into the mat, Just very gently drawing your legs towards you here. Just be gentle with yourself, we're still warming up here. And then keeping your legs where they are, release your hands down to the mat, palms downwards. Breathe in. As you breathe out, keeping your feet flexed, press your belly button down to the mat, lower your right leg, taking the whole out breath to lower that right leg. Just touch the floor, don't take the weight to the floor. In breath, lift that right leg up. Out breath, same with the left leg, press the belly button down to the mat to protect your spine. Whole out breath to lower the left leg. Just touching the floor. Hold in breath to lift that up again. And just continue with this now. Flexing the feet. If it gets too much, just draw your knees into your chest. Otherwise, we're just going to keep going with this for a little while. In time with your own breath. Nice and slowly. Keep your mind focused on your practice. Try not to let your mind wander. Finish with one to the left. Take your time, there's no hurry here. When you have done, draw your knees into your chest, give them a nice tight squeeze. Take one hand to each knee, send the knees away from each other in opposite directions, so making small circles, opening the hips. And change direction. And back to centre. Now we need to get hold of a strap. So take your strap, send your legs away first of all, and then draw your right leg in. Take the strap around the balls of the right foot. Take the strap in the right hand, lift that right leg up towards the ceiling, flex the feet, and just ease yourself into that to start with. Just drawing that right leg towards you, flexing both feet. Breathe into it. Breathe in. As you breathe out, take that leg out to the right hand side. Try and keep your torso flat into the mat, so you can take your left hand out to the side a little for balance if you need to. Don't worry about how far down the leg comes, everybody's built differently. But just allow it to fall with gravity. In breath, lift it back up to centre. Change hands on the strap, so left hand around the strap. Breathe in. As you breathe out, take the leg across your body. So shoulders flat to the mat, but your right buttock will lift a little here. On an in breath, lift it back up to centre. Release the strap, send that right leg away, draw the left leg in, strap around the ball of the left foot, strap in the left hand, flex both feet, and then just very gently drawing that left leg towards you, pushing into the heels. Use the breath. Breathe in. As you breathe out, take that leg away to the left, keeping your torso flat to the floor if you can. Again, don't worry about how far down the leg comes. Mine only goes down as far as the settee. I can't take it any further. Could do if the settee wasn't there.
Nice and easy, letting gravity do its work again. In breath, bring the leg back up to centre. Change hands on the strap, right hand on the strap. Left hand down to the mat. Breathe in. As you breathe out, take the leg across your body to the right hand side again. Use the breath. Stay with your breath. Try not to let your mind wander. And in breath, lift it back up to centre. Release the strap. Put the strap on one side now. Draw your knees into your chest. Rock a bit from side to side again. And then roll over onto one side. Use your hands and your arms to come up to seated. And then come to Dandasana. So staff pose, feet flexed, hands down by the hips, crown of the head lifting. Just stay with this pose for a few seconds, allow your mind to settle. And then draw your right leg in towards you. Take that right foot across your leg. You can either leave the left leg where it is, or you can swing it back round behind you, but only if that's comfortable for you. And then just hug this knee in. Take your right hand behind you. Sit nice and upright. Get into a nice upright position. Breathe in, raise the left arm. Breathe out, cross it over past the right thigh. In breath, lift the crown of your head. Out breath, twist around towards the right hand side. Matsyendrasana. In breath, lift. Out breath, just move into any space created. Move into that twist. Visualise a spiral of energy moving up the spiral of your spine while you're in this shape. Coming up from the base of your spine, exiting through the crown of your head. And release. Just a gentle counter twist, so if you just turn and take your hands around to the left hand side of your body, just a very gentle counter stretch. And release. Come back to Dandasana. And we'll do the same on the other side. So draw your left foot in, cross it over past your right thigh, either leave your right leg where it is, or you can swing it back round behind you. Hug this knee in. Take your left hand back behind you. Make sure you're sitting really nice and upright here. So base of the spine rooting into the mat, crown of the head lifting. Breathe in, raise the right arm. Breathe out, cross it over past the left thigh. In breath, lift. Out breath, twist around towards the left hand side. In breath, lift. Out breath, move into the twist. And again, visualise that spiral of energy flowing up the curve of your spine, from the base of your spine, exiting through the crown of your head. And release back round again, the gentle counter stretch, so bring your hands around to the right hand side. Just ease into that counter stretch. And release. Now come to Sukhasana, comfortable cross-legged position. Take your hands out to your sides, up on the fingertips. Breathe in, raise the left arm, breathe out, stretch over to the right hand side. So keeping both buttocks firmly on the mat, feeling that stretch down the left side of your body. Really rooting the spine here. In breath, lift it up, out breath, over to the left hand side. Same again. Right arm nice and directly above your head, buttocks firmly placed on the mat. Stretch all the way down the right hand side of the body. In breath, lift both arms, relax your shoulders, and release. Take your right hand behind you, your left hand to your right knee. Breathe in, lift, breathe out, twist around towards the right hand side. In breath, lift, out breath, twist around towards the right. And again, feel that spiral of energy coming up from the base of the spine, exiting through the crown of your head, travelling along the curve, the spiral of your spine in this shape. And release back to centre, left hand behind you, right hand to left knee. Breathe in, lift, breathe out, twist around towards the left hand side. In breath, lift, out breath, move into the twist. And again, come back to that spiral of energy. Spiraling up from the base of your spine, exiting through the crown of your head. Try not to let your mind wander. And release back to centre. Okay, so we're just going to do a couple of rounds of Kapalabhati, pumping breath. So I think you know the drill by now. You can rest the backs of your hands on your thighs or your knees. You can take chin mudra, thumb to index finger. We're going to take a couple of deep breaths first, and then a partial in breath, and then we'll start. And we'll start with a round of 10. Okay. Nice big deep breath in. Sit up nice and straight. And out. Deep breath in. And out. Partial breath in. And start. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hold the breath out if you can. And release. Just let your breathing return to normal for a couple of breaths. And now we're going to do a round of 15. So nice big deep breath in and out. Deep breath in and out. Partial breath in and start. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Hold the breath out if you can. And release. Just check your seating position, make sure you're still sitting nice and upright, you haven't hunched during the process. And don't forget with this breath, it's a very forceful out breath and a passive in breath. You don't need to do anything on the in breath. Okay, so we're finished with a round of 20. Nice big deep breath in and out. Deep breath in and out. Partial breath in and start. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Hold the breath out if you can. And release. Keep the eyes closed. Just let the breath return to normal. And then blink your eyes open and come over into Utthita Balasana, the extended child's pose. So big toes touching, knees apart, and then lower yourself down, forehead to the mat, arms extended in front of you, and just let go into this position for a few breaths. Just release. Just allow yourself now just to sink into this position. Now move your hands over to the right, keeping your buttocks moving downwards so you feel the stretch down the left side of your body. And then move over to the left, same again, stretch down the right side of the body. And back to centre. Take your hands behind you, interlock your fingers. On an in-breath, roll onto the top of your head, raise your arms. Just a gentle inversion here. Breathe into it. And then lower yourself back down and come back to Balasana, child's pose. So hands by your feet, forehead to the mat, knees apart, big toes touching. And just release into the position for a couple of breaths. Take your hands out in front of you again and roll up to a kneeling position. Hands underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hips. Breathe in. As you breathe out, drop the tailbone, lift the chest, chin to chest. In breath, lift the tailbone, drop the chest, lift the head. Carry on with that for a few breaths, just easing out your spine. And then come back to centre, tuck the toes, lift up to a downward facing dog. So your pelvis is lifting, thighs moving towards the back of the room, chest moving towards your thighs, fingers spread nice and wide, heels moving back and down, but they don't have to come all the way down. Make sure there's no tension in your head, neck. Just breathe into the position. And then slowly and gently, just walk your feet up towards your hands and hang in a forward fold. And then slowly and gently with your head coming up last, just roll up to standing. Now, I'm going to go through a slightly different variation of Surya Namaskar. So I'm just going to quickly demo what we're going to do so you can visualise it. Okay, so just watch this, don't try and join in. Okay, so we're going to start in Tadasana. Breathe in, raise the arms, we're going to stretch right, stretch left, come back up, legs together, sit down like we're sitting in a chair, so Utkatasana, and then fold forward into Uttanasana, and then we're going to step back with the right foot, but only so far as we can still place the heel on the mat. And we're going to have the feet parallel here, so both sets of toes pointing forwards. Okay, so this is Parsvattanasana. We're going to just fold forward over that leg, and then we're going to turn that right foot out to the side, 35 to 45 degrees, and then roll up into Trikonasana, the triangle. Lift up, hands to hips, bring the feet in, come down into Prasarita Padottanasana. Do twists here, lift back up again, come to Virabhadrasana 2, Parsvakonasana, Trikonasana, and then finally Ardha Chandrasana. Okay, so that was very quick, a bit garbled, but just wanted to show you roughly where we were going with this. Okay, so come to Tadasana at the front of your mat. I actually have to go a little bit back because otherwise I'm going to hit the wall. Okay, so hands to prayer position. Breathe in and up, come to a pistol grip with the hands. Breathe out, stretch over to the right. In and up, out, over to the left. In and up, out, over to the right. In and up, out, over to the left. Really feel those stretches down the side of your body. In breath, lift, draw the legs together, separate the hands, breathe in. As you breathe out, sit down like you're sitting in a chair. Utkatasana, tuck the tailbone under. You can look up between your hands here, Keep the feet active like they're moving apart. Breathe into the position. And then on an out breath, fold forward into Uttanasana. Step back with the right foot. Now bring the feet parallel, and as I say, don't step too far apart. You want to still be able to lower both heels to the mat. Bring your hands either side of the front foot. Breathe in. As you breathe out, just allow yourself to fold over that front leg. Now you can either stay here, or if you feel secure in this position, try placing both hands on your ankle. This is a bit of a balance here. Just feel those micro movements as your ankles adjust and find the balance. Close the eyes if you like, that just makes the challenge a little harder. And release, bring the hands either side of that foot. Step the right foot back a little and bring the foot out to a 35 to 45 degree angle. Take your left hand round the ankle of your left foot, but allow it to move up your leg as you unfurl into Trikonasana, the triangle. Now most importantly, you want to stay in 2 dimensions here, so don't pull down on the left hand too far so that you come curling forwards. Much better to lift up so you're comfortable in the position. You can look up at that top hand if you like, if that's comfortable for you, don't compromise your neck. Breathe in, lift up. Turn the left foot in, so both sets of toes pointing inwards, outsides of the feet parallel, hands to your hip creases. Breathe in, lift the sternum, breathe out, leading with the chest, fold forwards and down. Drop your hands underneath your shoulders, up on the fingertips at first. Breathe in, as you breathe out, fold forward. Take the left hand into the centre, take the right hand to the small of your back, take the left hand to the right leg, under the shin, the thigh, somewhere around wherever's comfortable for you. Breathe in, find length in the spine, breathe out, twist around towards the right hand side. In breath, find length, out breath, twist. And release back down to centre. Take the left hand to the small of your back, take the right hand to the left leg. Breathe in, find length in the spine, breathe out, twist around towards the left hand side. In breath, find length, out breath, twist around towards the left. And release back down. Take your hands to your hip creases, breathe in and lift it up. Turn the left foot out towards the front. Hips facing the long edge of your mat here. Breathe in, raise the arms, breathe out, just bend the left knee, come to Virabhadrasana 2. Press into the back edge of the back foot. Make sure this front knee isn't overshooting the ankle or wobbling out to the sides. Your gaze is soft and out over the front fingers. Nice open shoulders in this position. Nice relaxed shoulders. Sink into the hips. Bring the left forearm to the left thigh, bring the right arm up and over into Parsvakonasana, the side stretch. Press into the back edge of the back foot. You want a nice straight line from the tips of the fingers all the way down to the back edge of the back foot. Breathe in, lift it up, straighten the front leg, drop down to Trikonasana again. Look down at that left foot. Now I should have mentioned to put a block here. If you haven't, grab your block, put it here. Sorry, I did that without saying it. Soften the front knee, bring the weight into the front foot. Lift that back foot, flex the back foot, and then gradually unfurl into Ardha Chandrasana. So reach into that top hand, press into that back leg, into the back foot, the heel. And drop back down to Virabhadrasana 2. Cartwheel the arms round either side of the front foot. Breathe in, as you breathe out, step forward, forward fold. Breathe in, come all the way up, and out, hands to chest. Just take a couple of breaths here. Breathe in and up. pistol grip. Breathe out, stretch over to the right. In and up, out, stretch over to the left. In and up, out, stretch over to the right. In and up, out, stretch over to the left. In and up, separate the hands, bring your legs together. As you breathe out, sit down like you're sitting in a chair. Back to Utkatasana, chair pose or fierce pose. Feet are active, sinking into the hips, tailbone tucked under. Breathe in, as you breathe out, fold forward Uttanasana. Step back with the left foot, again not so far that the heel is off the mat, feet parallel, both sets of toes pointing to front. Bring the hands either side of the front foot. Breathe in, as you breathe out, fold forward over that leg. Close the eyes maybe, and maybe bring your hands to your ankles and then just feel that balance challenge. Release the hands either side of the front foot, turn that left foot out 35 to 45 degree angle. Take your right hand to your right shin or somewhere there and then gradually unfurl, straight left leg, unfurl, up to Trikonasana. I'm going to try and ignore the phone and hope someone else gets it because I'm not going through this again. Okay, nice triangle position here. So again, don't come so far down that you're no longer in 2 dimensions. Thank goodness someone's got the phone. And then on an in-breath, lift it up. That doesn't make me lose my thread, nothing will. Okay, so draw the right foot in, so the outsides of the feet are parallel again. Hands to your hip creases. Breathe in, as you breathe out, fold forward back into Prasarita Padottanasana. Drop the hands down underneath your shoulders. Up on the fingertips to a flat back first of all. Breathe in, as you breathe out, fold forward. Take the right hand to the small of your back, take the left hand to the right leg. Breathe in, find length, breathe out, twist around towards the right. In breath, find length, out breath, twist around towards the right. And release back down. Take your left hand to the small of your back, take the right hand to your left leg. Breathe in, find length, breathe out, twist around towards the left. And release back down. Hands to hip creases, in breath, lift up with a flat back. Turn the right foot out towards the front. Hips parallel with the long edge of the mat. Breathe in, raise the arms, look out over the right hand. Breathe out, bend the front knees, sink into the hips, Virabhadrasana 2. Make sure you're not surfing forwards or back. Nice upright torso. Press into the back edge of the back foot. Nice open shoulders. Breathe into the position. Take your right forearm to your right thigh. Take your left arm up and over into Parsvakonasana. Press into the back edge of the back foot. Breathe in, straighten the front leg, lift up the top arm and then drop back down into Trikonasana. Look down at the right foot, get your block where you need it. Soften the front knee, bring the weight into that right foot. Lift the back leg, flex the foot and then unfurl into Ardha Chandrasana, the half moon. Reach into the top hand, press into that back foot. Breathe into the position. Nice strong legs, strong arms. And drop back to Virabhadrasana 2. Cartwheel the arms round either side of the front foot. Breathe in, as you breathe out, step forward, forward fold. Breathe in, come all the way up. And out, hands to chest. Just take a couple of breaths there. Just allow your breath to come back to normal, your heart rate to drop. Keep your mind focused. And then step back with your right foot. You want the foot at the 35 to 45 degree angle, hips parallel with the front edge of your mat this time. Breathe in, raise the arms, breathe out, sink into hips, Virabhadrasana 1. I'm just going to move back a bit because I need a bit more space. Virabhadrasana 1. Again, make sure the knee's not overshooting the ankle, press into the back edge of the back foot. Hop the weight forward into the front foot and then pivot into Virabhadrasana 3. So flex the back foot, push into that heel, reach into the fingers, flatten the back if you can. Keep lifting that back leg. And release, drop back to Virabhadrasana 1 and step forwards. Step back with the left foot, 3.5 to 4 feet. Foot at 35 to 45 degree angle, hips parallel with the short edge of your mat. Breathe in, raise the arms, breathe out, bend the front knees, sink into the hips, Virabhadrasana 1. Press into the back edge of the back foot, nice strong back leg. Sink into the hips. Hop the weight forward into the front foot and pivot to Virabhadrasana 3. Flex the back foot, push into the heel, reach into the fingers, lift the back leg. And drop back to Virabhadrasana 1. Step forwards. Just take a couple of breaths and then come back down to the mat. And come to Dandasana again, staff pose. Hands down by the hips, feet flexed, sternum lifting, crown of the head lifting, tailbone rooting down into the mat. We're just going to stay here for a few breaths, just really appreciate this position now. Close the eyes, stay with your breath. Keep the crown of the head lifting, feet flexed. And release. Take your strap, take it around the balls of your feet, strap in both hands, flex the feet, lift the sternum, breathe in, lift, breathe out, walk your hands down the strap, chest towards your toes. In breath, lift a little, out breath, chest towards your toes. In breath, lift, out breath, chest towards your toes. When you've gone as far as you can, just release the strap, let your hands fall wherever they are. And allow yourself to fold forward into Paschimottanasana. With each in-breath, find a little length in the spine. With each out-breath, allow yourself to release further into the pose. Just let go, no forcing. Just let gravity draw you down. Each in-breath, draw the breath up from the base of the spine, up the back of the spine. Each out-breath, release. Just let go. And release. Draw your right leg in, cross the right foot over past the left thigh. Either leave the left leg where it is or swing it back round behind you. Hug this knee in. Sit up nice and straight. Take your right hand behind you, lift the crown of your head. Breathe in, raise the left arm. Breathe out, cross it over past the right thigh. Breathe in, lift, breathe out, twist around towards the right. In breath, lift. Out breath, move into the twist. And again, come back to the visualization of that spiral of energy curling up your spine from the base of the spine, exiting through the crown of your head. Keep the pose dynamic, keep the visualization dynamic. And release back round. If you've got this leg folded, swing it back out to the front. Take both hands to the left hand side. Spread your fingers on those hands. And bring your weight gradually into those hands and into the right foot. And then lift. So lifting that left leg. Breathe into it. And release back down. Come back to Dandasana. Lift the sternum, lift the crown of your head, flex the feet. Draw the left foot in, cross it over past the right thigh. Swing that left leg back, or you can just leave it out if that's more comfortable for you. Hug this left knee in. Take the right hand behind you. Sit up nice and straight. Breathe in, raise the right arm. Breathe out, cross it over past that left thigh. Breathe in, lift. Breathe out, twist around towards the left. In breath, lift. Out breath, move into the twist. Come back to that spiral of energy from the base of the spine, exiting through the crown of the head, following the twist and curve of your spine. Stay with your breath. And release back round. Again, you can swing the right leg forward now, bring your hands to the right hand side of the mat. And then just gently bring the weight into the hands and into the left foot. And then when you're ready, lift. And release back down. Come back to Dandasana at the front of your mat. Again, sternum lifting, crown of the head lifting, feet flexed. Breathe in, raise the arms. Breathe out, lower yourself back down to the mat. And make yourself ready for Shavasana, final relaxation. Feet falling gently out to the sides, arms down by the sides, palms facing the ceiling. And just let go into the mat now. Really let go. Stay with your breath, try not to let your mind wander. And just release down into the mat. Sat Chit Ananda. Being, awareness, bliss. Another Sanskrit word for you, Atman. Atman is the universal self, identical with the eternal core of the personality, that after death either transmigrates to a new life or attains release, moksha, from the bonds of existence. So leaving the wheel of karma to achieve moksha. Swami Shivananda said, Atman is Sat, that which exists in the past, present and future, which has no beginning, middle or end, which is unchanging, which is not conditioned in time, space and causation. Atman is Sat. Atman is Chit, for it shines by itself, unaided by any other light, and illumines the whole universe by its own light. Atman is Chit. Ananda is the bliss which is eternal, uncaused and unexcelled. It is the real nature of Atman. Ananda is that bliss which is eternal, uncaused and unexcelled. It is the real nature of Atman. He who has realised this Sat Chit Ananda Atman is a liberated sage. He has nothing more to learn, has nothing more to do, has nothing more to gain. All his desires are gratified. He has obtained all worlds. He is free from the jaws of death. He attains immortality. Sat Chit Ananda. Being, awareness, bliss. Sat Chit Ananda Parabrahma Purushottama Paramatma Shri Bhagavati Samhita Shri Bhagavate Namah. Allow your breath to deepen, small movements to come to your fingers and your toes, your hands and your feet, your wrists and your ankles, your arms and your legs, the muscles of your face. Take your arms up over your head along the floor, have a good long stretch from the tips of your fingers down to the tips of your toes. Draw your knees into your chest, give them a nice tight squeeze, rock a bit from side to side, and then when you're ready, roll over onto your right hand side, staying curled up just for a few breaths. Sat Chit Ananda. Being, awareness, bliss. When you're ready, use your hands and your arms to come up to a comfortable seated position, keeping your eyes closed if you can. I'm going to chant 3 Oms, Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. You can join in if you like, but you don't have to if you don't want to. Breathe in for Om. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om, peace, 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 Namaste. Thank you, everyone. Hope you enjoyed the class and that the phone call wasn't too much of a distraction for you. Thank you. See you again soon.